Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending this meeting today. The purpose of this session is to discuss and decide on the new product line for our upcoming season. We will also determine our target market and evaluate the feasibility of the product from different departments. I hope everyone will contribute actively and keep the discussion focused. So let's start with the product manager. Please go ahead with your proposal.
Right now, most energy drinks in the market are either very high in sugar or full of artificial ingredients. People are starting to move away from that, especially younger consumers who are more aware of what they are putting into their bodies. At the same time, the need for energy hasn't changed. Students still need to stay awake to study, and young professionals are working long hours, so the demand is still there. It's just that expectations are different now. So what we are trying to do here is not remove energy but improve it. We offer something that still boosts energy but in a cleaner and healthier way with lower sugar and more natural ingredients. If we position it properly, this can work as a premium option for people who want performance without compromising their health.
I see the potential in this idea, but I think we need to be more specific about who we are targeting. If we go too broad with 16 to 25, the message will become quite weak. So not everyone in that group is actually drink the energy drink. It might be better to focus on students and also young professionals who already rely on it, like people studying late at night or working long hours. This group is constantly online, especially on the platform like TikTok and also Instagram. So digital marketing will be much more effective than the traditional advertisement. We can also consider working with the influencer, but they need to be matched with the brands. Not just popular, but actually they represent a healthy and also a positive lifestyle. And one more thing, branding is going to be very important. So, if the product looks too healthy, it might feel boring. But if it looks too intense, it like typical energy drinks, so they will lose our differentiation. So, we need to strike a balance between the energy and also health. Yeah.
Before we move on, let's pause for a moment. We have a strong concept, but pricing could be a concern. So how do we balance between being affordable and still positioning it as a premium product?
Okay, so from a financial point of view, I think this is a potential idea, but there's some risk we have to be concerned about. The good part is we position this as a premium product. We can actually get a higher margin. So financially, it can work, but the concern side is the cost of it. Using natural ingredients and better packaging definitely push our product cost up probably around 15 to 25%, higher than a standard normal energy drink. So to be honest, we won't be able to compete on price. That means everything depends on the customer are willing to pay or not. If they don't see enough value in the product, then it's going to be hard to generate strong sales. So instead of going all in immediately, I think it's safer if we start the smaller launch first, just to test how the market responds, especially in terms of pricing and demand. Then we can decide whether to scale up from there or not.
Thanks, Finance Manager. From an operation point of view, I think this product is quite manageable. Our current production facility should be able to support it with some minor adjustment, mainly in the formulation process and possibly the packaging line. So we will need major investment in new equipment. What concerns me is the supply of natural ingredients. These materials are usually less stable in terms of availability and price. So if there is any disruption, it could affect both production and product quality. So we will need to make sure we have reliable suppliers, or even consider having more than one supplier to reduce risks. We also need to plan our production schedule carefully. If the product performs well after launch, demand could increase quickly. So we need to be ready to scale up without affecting quality. So overall, I would say this is feasible, but we need to manage supply and planning properly.
From an R&D perspective, this product is definitely achievable. We can use ingredients like green tea, extracts, and natural caffeines, which are commonly used in healthiest energy drinks. This ingredient can provide a more stable energy boost compared to a high sugar alternative. But I think the bigger challenge here is not the functionalities, it's actually the taste. The healthiest formulations sometimes have a slightly bitter or less appealing flavor, so we need to spend time testing and adjusting the formula to make sure it's still enjoyable for consumers. We also need to run product trials to get feedback, refine the drinks before launching it to the real market. If we can get both effectiveness and taste right, then this product has a strong chance of succeeding.
Alright, let's keep this focus. So far, we've identified a few key concerns, especially around supply and product quality. So let's move on and see how the remaining department can address this.
Alright, thank you R&D manager. Now, with the use of natural ingredients and added health benefits, I believe this product has strong sales potential. We can distribute it in multiple convenience stores, supermarkets, gym, and several online platforms. To the best of my knowledge, the demand for healthier drink is exponentially increasing, so positioning is very important. We should also consider promotional discount, especially during the launch of this product, in order to attract first-time buyers as well as build customer loyalty.
From a human resource perspective, our main focus will be on preparing the staff who are directly involved in marketing and sales. Since this is a new product, it's important that they fully understand what makes it different, especially the lower sugar content, natural ingredients, and overall health positioning. So, instead of giving them basic product information, we will run more practical training sections like role-play customer situation. This will help them communicate more confidently and handle questions from customers in a more natural way. Another important point is coordination between departments. We need to make sure marketing, sales, and operations are aligned, so information flows smoothly and we avoid any delays or miscommunication. Overall, the goal is to make sure the team is well prepared, not just informed.
From a customer experience perspective, I think well-trained staff will make a real difference, especially for a product like this. Since we are targeting teenagers and young adults, a lot of customers will probably first come across this drink in places like convenience stores or gyms. In those situations, staff need to be able to explain it in a simple and natural way, not like a sales script, but more like a quick recommendation. For example, instead of just listing features, they can relate it to daily life, like staying awake during revision or long work hours, that make the product feel more relevant to customers. We should also make sure staff are confident enough to answer basic questions, because that builds trust and make people more likely to try it for the first time. Overall, the experience we create at the point of purchase can really influence whether customers come back or not.
So I've summarized a few key points for today's discussion. Overall, there is a general agreement to moving forward with the new launch of energy drink, mainly targeting students and young working adults. However, the team also raises a few concerns that need further attention. This can be grouped into three main areas. First is pricing, especially whether consumers are willing to pay a premium price. Second is supply stability, particularly for natural ingredients. And third is for product quality, especially taste, which could directly affect customers' acceptance and repeat purchases. In addition, it was also highlighted that marketing positioning and branding will be important in differentiating our product from competitors. I will prepare the official minutes and ensure these key points are clearly recorded for the next stage of decision making.
Thank you everyone for your contributions. Overall, there is general agreement on moving forward with the healthy energy drink concept, targeting students and young working adults. We have also identified a few important considerations, especially around pricing, supply stability, and product quality, which will need further attention as we move into the next stage. With that in mind, I think we have a clear direction to continue developing the product. Alright, that brings us to the end of today's meeting. The meeting is now adjourned. Thank you everyone for your contributions.